Okay, so once again, getting comfortable, finding that space and place that feels most nourishing and nurturing for you in this now moment, whether that's lying down or seated, feeling into yourself in this moment. And as you do so, taking a few moments, taking a few deep breaths perhaps, and really allowing for the deeper surrender. Surrendering into this now moment, surrendering into our hearts. And as we do so, as we settle gently into our heart space, into our 0 point, getting very present, letting go of any of the stories of the past or any of the projections of consciousness into the future, and giving full permission to be fully present in this now moment, connecting to the heart, connecting to the full identification of self as source, coming into that greater embodiment of the witnessing presence, so as to allow for the greatest ability to connect to self as that portal of 0 point, as that portal and connection to the potential of all, the infinite potential that exists in every now moment. So as we do so, as we unwind, release, let go, surrender, and settle in, bringing a clear intention forth. What do I, as an infinite creator being and unique individuation of source consciousness, desire to create as my reality in this now moment? Allowing ourselves to connect. Allowing ourselves the freedom to create any intention that we desire, free of all limitations, free of all restrictions. What is it that we desire to create as our reality? So bringing that clear intention and planting its seed within our 0 point, within the high heart, and allowing for it to expand into each and every chakra, meridian, gateway, and portal. Allowing it to blossom, allowing it to open up into its full potential. And as we do so, as we connecting with the sacred source consciousness and the breath of resurrection. Again, this is a breath that is all in through the mouth and out through the mouth. A 2-part inhale and a 1-part exhale, sounding something like this. Inhale through lower belly, inhale through heart, exhale. Inhale lower belly, inhale heart, exhale. Finding a rhythm, finding a flow that feels most nurturing and supportive for your practice and journey of radiant soul alchemy. Setting the general intention for here and now, calling in the greatest healing miracles capable of manifesting here and now with grace and ease in accordance to the highest divine law and order. Connecting, allowing, releasing, allowing, calling forth and calling in whatever is in the highest and best interest for each and every one of us in this now moment, in accordance to the highest divine law and order. Rabrasu sambia shandiandra sambia sandri sandiandrane. Opening once again, pouring down and through and all around us. Divine Mother Sophia Source's womb of all creation. Bringing us into the connection to the 0 point of all creation. Allowing for us to open our wingspan, to open all layers and levels of ourselves as source within. Allowing for us to navigate through this sacred journey of here and now with grace and ease in the full flow of freedom and sovereignty. Creation without limitations. Creation without finite potential. Opening and allowing, releasing, allowing that sacred source consciousness of breath in each and every inhale to carry into the cells of each and every aspect of self our clear intention, allowing it to open, allowing it to express, letting go and surrendering. Surrendering into the full embrace, surrendering into the full trust and knowing when I surrender into the unknown, in the flow and direct flow of my clear intention, radiant and profound miracles beyond any linear comprehension are inflow of manifestation, allowing, feeling within the heart center what it feels like to allow for divine perfection to manifest through us effortlessly, flowing and allowing, breathing and allowing. Opening, connecting to the felt sense of the physical body. Where can we give permission in this now moment to places and spaces within our physical body that may be calling forth our attention? Bringing the breath, bringing the light, bringing the compassion, bringing the awareness into those places within and giving that extra attention and intention of surrender, of letting go. Where can we let go of the constriction? Where can we let go of the fight or flight and open ourselves into the flow, the radiant and balanced flow of our life force energy within each and every fractal of ourselves? Letting go and letting flow. Letting our life force energy flow effortlessly through each and every meridian, chakra, gateway, and portal. As we feel a radiant shower now, coming down and through from the God realms, this radiant shower of pure diamond white light. Flowing down and through, clearing, cleansing, activating, moving through each and every layer of our hologram, further igniting the potential that exists within us and as us. Letting go, feeling any and all contractions, any and all fear frequencies that are brought into our awareness, melting away through this diamond radiance. Going all the way down and through our feet, grounding and rooting out of our feet, down into the central crystal earth star, into the core, further allowing for us to disengage and let go. Letting go of all the looping mental patterns, all the talk, the negative, critical, judgmental, incessant frequencies of the mind matrices. Letting go, coming into an awareness as the witnessing presence, as your full connection and identification as source, coming into a grander awareness that those thoughts and those streams of self-limiting beliefs and judgmental, fear-based programs are not of your core essence. They are programs and frequencies that are existing on the periphery of your field. They are programs and frequencies that perhaps consciously or unconsciously you have paid your consciousness as source into entangling within these frequencies, yet they are not of your core essence, and therefore are capable as source of letting them go. I free myself of all self-limiting beliefs, of all negative self-limiting beliefs. I free myself of all negative self-limiting beliefs. I free myself of all negative self-limiting beliefs. Flowing down and through and all around us once again, this radiant column of pure platinum source light, moving down and through and all around, transporting us now, transporting us into the temple, a temple within the inner earth, this temple of pure and immaculate, unconditional love, flowing deep within into this radiant temple of pure Christos consciousness as we go deep within the inner earth. Invited by these master beings of pure Christos consciousness as they step forth and take us by our hands gently into our own unique sphere, our sphere of potential, the potential to activate, embody, and express infinite bandwidths of immaculate, unconditional love, opening us up as we find ourselves now lying down upon this radiant bed of pure golden white light, opening us up into the potential, opening our heart space, opening up all of our gateways, meridians, chakras, and portals into the full invitation and expression of this immaculate, unconditional love. As it flows down and through, it begins to open our awareness, free of all judgment, opening our awareness into what beliefs that we're holding on to, what fractals of entanglement we are holding on to that are in polarity to pure and radiant unconditional love. In this space of deep nourishment and embrace with the many beings and collectives of pure Christ consciousness, pure Christos consciousness, stepping forth to assist us in bringing forth all layers and levels of our inner child. Our inner child that exists within all aspects of our incarnation, any fragment and fractal of our inner child, perhaps from previous timelines as well, that have desired to be in the full embrace and full acceptance of unconditional, immaculate love. Opening and allowing as we go on our own deep journey now. Our own deep journey in this garden of pure and radiant, immaculate Christos love. We allow for ourselves to gather within this garden all the fragments of ourselves that we have fractured off into places of unworthiness, unworthy to be embraced and loved, seeing and witnessing within the space of immaculate unconditional love, embodying, understanding that every single fractal of our consciousness throughout all space-time continuum is worthy of full embrace, is worthy of full embrace and being brought back into ourselves, into our hearts, into our 0 point, worthy of love, where can we let go of the resistance to this truth? Where can we let go of the resistance of embracing every single fractal of ourselves? Calling forth as we feel the radiance of the pure essence of Source, Divine Mother, Divine Father, flowing through in the radiant flow of union, of light and sound, of pure Source consciousness, through the waves and the lenses of immaculate love, opening us up into a grand journey of falling in love with every fractal of our consciousness. For some, the thinking mind may be coming forth to say, I don't know how to love every fractal of myself. And yet the thinking mind could never play a role in the full embodiment of self-love through this immaculate, unconditional Christos field of radiant love, as it could only be felt and only be ushered through and within the heart intelligence, dropping out of the mind and into the heart, allowing ourselves even greater permission for surrender, faith, and trust. When I show up and command the return of every fractal of my consciousness ever experienced and appropriated, calling it back into my heart space, my infinite heart space, bringing it in and through into the radiance of embrace, falling in love with each and every fractal, allowing for myself to return into greater embodiment as the immaculate unconditional love. All things in polarity melt away, feeling, trusting, letting go. I command all of my thoughts into my heart here and now. I command all of my thoughts into my heart here and now. I command all of my thoughts into my heart here and now. I am free of all judgment of self and others. I am free of all judgment of self and others. I am free of all judgment of self and others. I am immaculate, unconditional love. I am immaculate, unconditional love. I am immaculate, unconditional love. Harua samyan re sutra pra sunre mia shunre nian ratro ha o Hasapro Samiashanandra Rara Rosundra Humyandra Umbaro Shushandra and Ahoe Ayandra Sabro Sundre Miandra Ishandra Sinine Ahoe Usabro Siniandre Miandra Hao Hao Hayamra Suso Sabir Sandaya Tren Hayapro Sundaya Sabro Esin Haprosaya Yani Andranya Humbare Sao Undrabearo Heapasa Sapure Sunian Bragu Undra Praso Sapir Suniandre Andra Oh Hayaprasa Purasa Paya Sanresin Ursapir Sasa Sosapaya Shaninia Hayasapirtion Sushinra Sapasa Ersa Sapir Shiniana Hautre Piasani Kuripia Putru Pushaniana Harua Anao Samanu Diatrosi Kristala Usamia Shunanaya Anyamia Traya Saporusimia Sandrokrasi Untra Salio Sosapia Sanre Huifiaya Sautaya Si Purapuatra Lalusupia Salali Undreapi Awara Rao Sapia Saunin Alalo Sumaya Sanre Pia Korea Sumbasa So Sambirshin Alala Sapurusa Saniasin Husu Cruza Paya Sunia Pietro Sapishani and Dayan Undravia Sao Sapishani and Samancoresi Uataye Unaye Asao Yanda Unaye Asao Traini Andra Cristala Osamayasani Ungaya Puruso Sapayasani Uanania Satra Usan I see through the eyes of immaculate unconditional love. I hear through the sound and the ears of immaculate unconditional love. I speak through the voice of unconditional, immaculate love. I feel through the resonance field of unconditional, immaculate love. I walk and I act through the lens, through the field of unconditional, immaculate love. I am unconditional, immaculate love. I am unconditional, immaculate love. I am unconditional, immaculate love. Processa buia piasani andra yatrayan. Undra payasa trayasi andra utru trayasayani ambra sundiani. Angura sapiasandaya sotre piashi autraye. Processa piasani. Undraya sapiashandru. Husapurshundriandrosi. Kuan Yin stepping forth, stepping in. Bring forth the radiant flow of immaculate compassion, flowing down and through to all the beings within this lifetime and within all timelines present within this experience of here and now, that have played the roles of polarity, the roles of engagement, that have created the experiences whereby we felt a sense of separation from ourselves as source, separation from one another, separation from the core essence of our eternal God spark within as this field of immaculate unconditional love. Returning as Kuan Yin steps forth, placing her hands around our immaculate heart complex, placing her hands front and center, allowing for us to call forth the grand radiance of the master frequency of compassion. And the master frequency of compassion, opening us into the field of the master frequency of forgiveness, calling forth, calling in all beings that are reflections of our own inner relationship with ourselves and ourselves, calling forth these beings, whether it be a mother figure, a father figure, a sister, a brother, a teacher, a coworker, a friend, some being of high societal imprint, whatever it may be, whomever it may be, who has played a role in our choosing to fracture off fragments of ourselves as source into spaces of density, into spaces of unworthy, of full acceptance, embrace, and unconditional love, calling forth into this alchemical field of pure Christos radiance, the full washing away, the full forgiveness, the full alchemy, in this higher lens of awareness whereby we realize this is all a grand game and illusion to further assist us in the expansion of our consciousness through the many layers and levels of polarity, we are able to regain a place of sovereignty, of freedom, through the center point of neutrality within our high heart, through the 0 point, calling forth, calling in all beings that have played significant roles in our ability to experience the polarity of ourselves, to experience the polarity of full embrace and acceptance and full love, allowing ourselves in this radiant space to surrender through the intention of full freedom, full sovereignty, full cleansing, the full return home into that radiant falling in love with self as source. It is only through our ability to come into awareness, to the awareness of where we've participated, where we've placed blame, shame, guilt, fear, anger, frustration, where we've placed ourselves in the framework of abandonment, letting go of all of these strings of polarity, letting go of all of these strings of polarity that are dialed into this experience of this grand illusion, the veils of illusion in which we have come to participate, opening and allowing as we feel these radiant plasma flow of pure, immaculate, unconditional love flowing down and through and all around, offering the full forgiveness to ourselves, forgiveness to all others who have played roles of polarity, who have played intricate and advanced roles in the victim-victimizer matrices, letting go of seeking outside of ourselves, even within the roles of our biological parents, letting go of seeking outside ourselves, bringing in those inner children that sought the love, sought the acceptance, sought the embrace externally from these figures of the mother and the father and the sister and the brother and the friend, and bring them into the full radiance and embrace now. Bring them back into a full homecoming. As you step into a greater embodiment as source, as the mother, as the father, as the friend, as the sibling, carrying forth the gifts of love that were desired, that were needed in those moments of playing the roles and characters of the human child, bringing forth the full embrace as we feel swirling within this radiant sphere of pure alchemy. We begin to see, feel, and sense the joy, the freedom, the sovereignty resurrected through the return back to immaculate, unconditional love. Sensing, witnessing, allowing, surrendering, staying with the breath. letting go of the seeking outside of yourself for embrace, for value, for acceptance, going within, seeing, feeling, sensing, and embodying the eternal and infinite wellspring of this resource of immaculate unconditional love that is the pure essence, the core essence of who you are and who you've always been. Seeing, feeling, witnessing within this radiant garden, within the inner earth. Seeing, feeling, embodying, understanding, you are this immaculate unconditional love and always have been. Letting go of any and all entanglements, letting go of any and all threads and cords within systems and belief systems outside of you that are in polarity to the truth of the core essence of your divinity as a beacon of radiant, immaculate, unconditional love. Falling in love with every single cell, every single fractal of your consciousness as source. Feeling what takes place when we allow ourselves full permission. Seeing the dissolve of all these inorganic programs of calling us egoic for falling in love with ourselves, as this is yet another layer of human enslavement and human imprisonment. We were always meant to be in full love and radiance and acceptance of every fractal of our consciousness as source. It is pure and radiant divine nature to love every fractal of our beingness as source. And as we allow ourselves to return into this place of full acceptance and embrace, we begin to have a greater understanding and awareness of what is meant by the law of one, unified consciousness. What is meant by I am you, you are me, we are one. When we let go of these fractals of inorganic frequencies of separation, of competition, of fear, all the things that are in polarity to love, we realize we allow ourselves the clear lens, the clear scope, the clear awareness that all is love in its core essence, that all is connected as source, feeling and allowing, breathing and allowing. Saparo sapia sanyambraya ya warishio sumayangrayo korye pishia sandraya nan. Usaru piatre miesnyamra krasosaya prayataya. Uparu saya ruanyamre. Asapra sumya sanyambya satra sutsanrayani. Undra paro si pishanriandraya prasutrayanan. Yandra Havapapaya Savaya Nandaya Andaya Reasia Shumya Yasan Ombaya Trosutro Piersunayanda Ombara Sutre Piasandrandru Trayanya Ombra Sapraya Trasunayandrandru Trayanya Husapyar Vyasiani Andrawe Uma ya 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 ye Uma ya 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 ye ya ye Uma ya 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 ye Oya prawa ye Umbra pra pra ya ye Yeah, yeah, yeah. Osarara pravasumiyandaya lalo sutraya. Umbralalaya sutraya prosaya miandraya. Oh, haya pra payanian hawaye. Sandra trasia sutre. Unsara sundriya sare. Unsarya sundriya sare. Unsarya sundriya sare. Undra praya saprosia shundin. Prokriya semiesh sanyandra yandra. Undra praya satraya sandre. Braya hoi. Yesatra quaporia sumumi andre mietraya vopiatre misi sukri pishini. Hawa paraisa sundriya samishanarayandraye. Undrahu sukara samya satra sa. Arot prato nayamini shiniokra satandre pieni. Andra pakao sushi sambya sanyatro pro sunyambya shundaryandrandra. Isa pro kwasa sania shania pia shundra satpaya pia ndro krasini envi umbatra mia sandraya sania sutrasi pia shundra karesu sandra satresa sutresi ashuni unda paparo krosi ashandayaman siu 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 Apa wasandando andra sunya ma sunya shirsan siu 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 ambarya sa sundya sandya tatraya sunya andra sambya shandryande siu 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 Rapapa saya sosaya praya paya miandraye kurasambaya semyeshin undra miandra sun an Hautra, Pusosum Yesan Yandraya Sepeshan Yasandra Andra Ra Sutraya Ya Vrayatra La Usala Yatra Yandra Laya Unsala La Traya La Usara Yatra Laya Undraya La Yosandre Hyushapaya Sasapa Sosamyandra Namaya Sandre Karyo Susamya Shandra Sandriya Sapya Shanyatraya Satriya Samya Shandriya Ishandra Satraya Husarasa Husandra Husaran Husandra Hapraya Piepro Sandriya Piepro Sandriya Paro Sandriya Sandre Ambraya Trayandriandra Undra Sutatiya Shani Undra Satriya Satriya Undra Pushani Andrayani Undra Santarya Sapishon Sanyandro Koryo Sapishon Yamia Sandrayami Haro Sapasha Shatarya Sesan Ayundra Paya Andraya Uaya Sandri Auyana Ayaya Sasagua Ayanaya Osayatra Ayani Ayana Ayanayan Ayanayan Wawasayan Ayanayan din Unayandraya Vapaya Traesa Krista La Munsania Niandia Sandresa Cristala Saleondria, Leandria, Leandria. Cristala Ondria, Andrea, Ondria, Andrea, Ondria, Andrea. Haya Poroso Sandra, Unkraya Sophia Prosundria, Samir Shaniandrata. Kraya Sundria, Sophia Sumario, Swashetria Samra. Kursayo Sotria, Sophia Sumuria Traya Sami. Kuria Satria Sandria Sandrabaso, Sophia Shostraya Sami. Prus, I am Prayasitria Sundras. Purusutru Andrasan. Coming back to the regular breath now and allowing ourselves to further release, to let go of anything and everything that presents itself within this alchemical sphere, this garden of immaculate Christos love, anything and everything that reveals itself as being in the polarity of pure and immaculate unconditional love. Letting go. It is our choice. It is our choice as the directors of our lightship, as the embodiment of pure source, as the commanders and the coming home of our radiant oversoul embodied. It is our divine birthright to restore each and every fractal of our consciousness back into a sense of wholeness, back into embodiment, back and through and in the resonance field of immaculate unconditional love, should we choose. Through each and every thought, word, and action, bringing forth the intention of I am immaculate unconditional love. I am immaculate unconditional love. I am immaculate unconditional love. I see every fractal of consciousness as the pure and radiant essence of source that it is and always has been. I embrace in the field of unconditional immaculate love every fractal of consciousness ever created throughout all space-time continuum. I release all judgment programs. I release all finite structures and matrices. I choose to return to the full essence and embodiment as source, as pure and immaculate unconditional love. I am. I choose in every now moment, in every step, and every breath, and every thought, and every word of my earth incarnation, I choose to experience it through the immaculate lens of unconditional love. I choose to respond to each and every now moment as the embodiment of immaculate unconditional love. I am. Prior to any thought coming into full presence, into full awareness, I choose to run each and every thought through the lens and the cleansing of the frequency field of immaculate unconditional love. I choose love. I am love. Every fractal of fear consciousness, every fractal of inorganic fear consciousness that brings itself into my field, I instantaneously choose to transform it, transmute it into the coherence field of the cosmic, unconditional, immaculate love. I embrace and express and radiate out from the center of my heart space, from the center of every single portal, gateway, chakra, and meridian, the full flow of the diamond cosmic coherence field of immaculate unconditional love. I am. Rasa posaya sanyambya sutra yatra yatra. Rasa pia sanyandreyasa isha saprasani anya praya. Anya praya. Prosaya anda. Prosaya andrayatraye. Ungre priyaye. Undre sandriyaye. Umbaya traya sawasan. Undraya saprasasar. Undra praya sandrasan. Upra pra praya puya saguni. Feeling the radiant toroidal field of pure ecstasy. Ecstasy in the embodiment, in the resurrection, in the full embrace of self. As self as this beacon of pure source, unconditional, immaculate love. Feeling, allowing ourselves to feel the home frequency of this radiant flow of love, feeling how it ignites joy, freedom, sovereignty, ignites that sense of pure childlike innocence flowing through us, feeling the core essence of ourselves ignited, expressed, and embodied through and by way of as unconditional love. Apa si alulu sumawatwa walu suepwa tayakwa walawa malaloya wawasi walaworia walalola mialalo suepad wa awawaya halo siepwa walayani arosuna walaluayanda prosia traya Unapa olalawu paya posi sundre piasu aros pros. In this field, in this radiant and infinite field, in this garden of the inner earth temple of pure Christos, immaculate, unconditional love. Where can we shine? Where can we allow for the seeds of this radiant love to be showering them upon all beings, feeling, sensing, witnessing now, as we bring forth the sharing, the radiance of this immaculate Christos love, showering it upon all beings. Perhaps there are beings within your experience of this lifetime that you desire to bring into the intention of bringing them into this space in accordance to the highest prime source creator law and order. Bring forth and showering this radiant field. Feeling as this love continues to expand, to grow, to seed. Feeling, seeing, and witnessing the melting away of judgment and fear. The melting away of all those barriers of inorganic frequencies that have precluded us from the full invitation to love without condition, to love freely, to love and to express love, to be love to all beings, regardless of whether and how they respond. Sharing it unconditionally and allowing for it to radiate, shower, and flow through all things. Feeling what takes place in terms of the felt sense of freedom and sovereignty when we love without condition. When we love without condition, we love without any expectation, any attachment to how those and that which we shine this love upon responds. Loving without condition. Sharing and showering that unconditional, immaculate love, regardless of what the response is, feeling how that ignites the frequency of immaculate compassion, of blind compassion, letting go of all the barriers, letting go of all the fear and the control points where we have limited our expression of love in fear of how others would receive it or not receive it. Feeling the freedom and the sovereignty that comes when we share, when we embody, when we are unconditional love. Free of all worries, free of all fear, free of all expectations of how it is perceived and received, and staying in the radiance and flow and embodiment of it, regardless of all of the systems of separation